International question. International question. International question. Nicole, Philadelphia.
The crack of liberty. The birthplace of freedom. The slice of a bell heard around the world.
Gabby's recently been hired by Philadelphia's PR company.
Tourism board.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
That's your side hustle?
Yeah. I'm like, Yins, guys, you got to go to Pennsylvania.
We do love Philly. We've had some lovely times there.
Yes. Although I will say I like Philadelphia a whole lot. I will say that Philly, if you look up Hitchhiking Robot in Philadelphia, it's a good time. I won't give it away, but the Hitchhiking Robot had a glorious time in all over the country and all over different parts of the world. And in Philly, someone took a baseball bat to it. So just read the whole story because it's incredible. And a lot of my Philly friends have been like, this is indicative.
Oh, no. Okay. Well, Nicole says, TLDR. Any tips on how to feel comfortable doing activities alone in public? Details. I am very much a homebody, but I do enjoy going out and doing things. Since graduating when COVID hit, I've realized that I'm an adult now and can make my life how I want it. I've realized I mostly just stay home, work on art, and watch TV in my free time. I'm in my mid-20s and don't want to live the rest of my 20s cooped up, especially because in college, that's what I did for the most part. Recently, I asked all of the 8 people I know to go to an event with me, and they all had different reasons for not going. I ended up not going, but I totally want to be the person who takes themselves out on dates and doesn't need other people to go places. I don't want to hold myself back. I want to put myself out there in the world. How does someone feel more comfortable going to events and places alone? P.S. You folks are the best. I look forward to listening to the show every week, and I always look forward to seeing where your careers take you. Wish you both the best, Nicole.
Aww. Yeah, I said cool, but I was like, oh, wow, you stay home, work on art, and watch TV. That's cool. But then 2 seconds later, you were like, I don't want to do that anymore. So sometimes it depends on your mood. I don't know. Sometimes I like going places by myself because then you can just leave and you don't have to worry about another person's feelings. And sometimes I go somewhere by myself and I'm immediately like, I wish there was another person here. Oh, now I have to start conversations with strangers. Ugh.
I think it's so different between going out and doing something like going to dinner by yourself, going to a movie by yourself, going to a museum by yourself versus going to an event by yourself, right? Mm-hmm. So I kind of want to break them into 2 things because for me, I'm lucky in that I don't really have too big of a problem doing that first contingency by myself because I actually find it can be really nice. I love to read when I'm eating. So I love to have a good book. So if it's in terms of taking yourself out to a great restaurant, I think that having a book or something that you're reading or listening to a podcast, then it can feel, maybe you're someone who likes to just eat in silence, but if not, then you have those options while you're still at a great restaurant. And then I think the real reframe is just what does it mean to be alone in public? What part of it is making you uncomfortable? Is it making you uncomfortable because you think people are judging you, because you think people are feeling badly for you? And that's something that I've had to really challenge myself with because I've been known to start crying when I see people eating alone.
Oh, God, I remember this.
Yeah, so I have, and I think it's obviously 100% a projection of me being terrified of being lonely. And so when I see people eating alone, I become very, very worried that they're lonely. And then I get overwhelmed with emotion and sometimes I cry. That hasn't happened in a while. But so a thing that I'm having to really reframe for myself is when I see people out alone going, I don't know what their lives are. They could very well have a big bustling family and they just love to eat lunch by themselves to have a moment. Or they could be someone who just really enjoys having a more solitary lifestyle. I realized I was putting so many assumptions on these complete strangers that I didn't need to be doing. So if you're feeling worried that people are going to maybe put assumptions on you, just recognizing that 1, they're assumptions, and 2, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what a random passerby thinks of you if you're out by yourself eating alone or doing something alone. What matters is your internal world and experience. And if you enjoy those things, then it's just learning to let go of what other people might think about it. The second part is, how do you go to events alone? How do you go to a party alone? How do you go to something where everyone around you is engaging with other people that they already probably know or have met or something. That is scarier to me. Are you good at that, Gabby?
So here's two things. One, we've talked about this before where the society has for some weird way been set up for two people. Like it puts pressure on people to have a partner, even if that partner is not right for them, because everything is like, you need two people to do this. You need two people to go to the movies. You need two people to go to dinner. You need two people to go to a wedding, whatever. Like all of these things in society are set up for like you not to do them alone so that it looks weird when somebody is doing it alone. And that's like a weird thing that I wish people would stop doing, because it creates weirdness for people who want to do things alone. It creates weirdness for like polythruples. Like it's just like this very strange assumption that everyone and everything will come in twos. And so I understand why that makes you feel strange to do things by yourself. One thing that I like about going places by myself is like I am completely in control of what happens and what I do. I stay at the restaurant as long as I want. I leave as long as I want. I can walk out of a movie and I don't have to immediately process the movie with someone. I can like sit and take a couple hours and think like, wow, okay, what did I learn? What came from this movie? Which I love my friends, but a lot of them, because we work in Hollywood, immediately want to dissect the movie afterwards. And I am like, I'm sorry, I don't have thoughts right now. I will have thoughts in 2 hours. So there are a lot of positives to doing things alone, like in terms of mentally and like my capacity for needing to entertain other people or feeling like I need to like be on for these people. Not everyone. I don't feel that way about everyone, but I am also an extrovert. So if I'm alone too much, I go a little stir crazy. Like I like going out and seeing people and having people. But in public spaces, if it's people I don't know, sometimes it like fuels me to like be somewhere where I'm a little anonymous. So there's two different things. There's like you go to the party and you maybe only know the host and you're by yourself and you don't know any of the other people at the party. That is like, feels a little like pressure, because then you have to like kind of figure out who you're going to start to talk to. You're going to have to figure out like, what's the relationship between all these people I don't know. One of my tips is in that situation to say either, how do you know the host? Or if you see two people talking, be like, hey, oh my God, how do you guys know each other? People love to talk about themselves.
I'll push back. So you just are at a big event with a bunch of people, and then you just go up to two people talking, and you go, "How do you know each other?" Right
No. Like if you're at like a house party and you know the host, or if you're at a party,
I
and you like
asking how you know the host, but I think going up to two people who are in the middle of a conversation and saying, "How do you two know each other?" is a little weird.
Okay, but that could be a next. Okay, so that's question number 2, maybe. Question number 1 is you could go, "I love your jacket. Where did you get it?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or give them a compliment and then start talking to them. At a public event, like a concert or like a drag show or something, and I'm by myself, I find also similarly to going to the movies and stuff by myself where I don't know anyone, I find that very freeing because I can like enjoy the show, or like you're anonymous in these people so they don't know you, so you can dress a little differently. Like there's like some like fun freedom there that I think I reframe that kind of thing to be like, I like going with people, but also like, oh, if I'm by myself, I can like experiment a little with like, who am I and what's my story, and focus on enjoying the show and stuff. So it depends. 1 and 3 that we decided are a little bit less stressful to me than like 2.
Just between